the Chardia, the Gully, these guys. And then with time, other natives will fill in.
Nice.
Our purpose here is to restore native ecosystems and principally native forests, where currently we're seeing alien forests, where we've had a complete conversion of what was native forest converted to an alien ecosystem. Okay, so it's up this straightaway that will be at our site. We've had loss of native birds, insects, the whole biota. So that's what we do. It's all volunteer run. We sell nothing. We make no money. In fact, every day we do this, we're another dollar poorer. But we're happy to do this because we think this is important. And we want to be able to show people that actually landowners on their own can actually do this. That if you can get volunteers to help, that the things you need to buy really at the end of the day aren't terribly expensive. And you can really see results. So this is the good one of the alpaca. You can see the so-called half flower. It's a full flower, but to laymen it looks like, hey, what happened to the other half?
So what was the legend again?
They were separated, right? The not husband and wife, just lovers. So the male was forced to stay in the forest, and the maiden by the sea. So there's a kahakai, the ocean type, and there's the Ōhulehule, the forest type of alpaca.
In the legend, though, what turns them into the plant?
It's a gift of a god.
A god does
so
it.
that they, can be reunited.
If you would step on these little cross sticks.
Yeah.
It's from the road. You can see this ohia tree, which is about 3 feet from the tip of my finger.
Yeah.
It goes up, and there's the foliage way the heck up there.
Okay.
And this guy survived among all the strawberry guava. So
What's
anyway,
the official name of it again, real quick?
Carex, C-A-R-E-X, Carex wahuensis, subspecies wahuensis. The Hawaiian name is either never, lost or, unknown or whatever. Some people call it uki, but that's really should be used for another Hawaiian plant. So I just call them Carex. Okay.
That's what I've heard it called. That's the only name I've heard.
Yeah, because the Hawaiian name's been lost.
Yeah, nobody knows the Hawaiian name.
Yeah, no one knows the Hawaiian name. Okay, so what I like to do on these guys is grab them at the base and lightly pull it out. And see, that guy just came out.
Okay.
Saying these guys are really hardy guys. I don't want you to be worried. Unlike the ohia,
Right.
I could take one of these things, use it in a soccer match as the ball. At the end of the 90-minute match, the characters say, yeah, okay, let's go out playing. I'm good. So get your little thing, pull out your flag, right? Just lay it to the side. Dig a little hole. Stick this baby down in there, just randomly cut around. So just kind of push the dirt off to the side, but don't lose it because you're going to need it to backfill. Then these guys, I just pull one out from their little head. I push it up against one of the walls because now I don't have to worry about getting dirt back around that side. I just push this in like this. Okay, now I'm going to get out my water. You're not going to need a lot of water. You saw how small that root ball was? Generally, I like to be on the uphill side when I water. Yeah, that's plenty. So the last final step is we don't want rain now coming and splashing mud on the plant. Believe me, they do that. We get heavy rain here on certain days. So the problem with these strawberry guava thickets is, for the most part, because they're so dense, very little grows beneath them. You get these major rainstorms and you get tons of erosion because it's just dirt. Right. These forests are just dirt, right? So all that is going into the bay, covering our reefs. So this will prevent that because this thing is literally going to grow, but all these, the spacing will be, they'll just slightly overlap.
Yeah.
So all the ground will be covered. So now when the rain comes, you're not going to have that erosion. The other thing it does, I'm not done eventually with this removal of the strawberry guava. All these trees you see that look like, spotted, the bark's peeling. Sure. In year 2, after this ground cover carex grows, we'll take out another 25% of the trees. And so this will make the ground cover, so then we can put ohia native trees, so that when we take out the last of the strawberry guava, we have nothing but natives here. if you don't have these ground cover in early, just like the koa are starting to come up now because we disturbed the ground, we're letting in more light because we've taken off trees.
Right.
See, there's a koa right there. That's a little koa. The bad guys are going to start showing up.
Right.
They say, "Hey, man, Paul, it's it's a party. Everybody's invited, and I like drinking beer just as much as anybody else," says the Clydemia. So if I can grow out these carex and cover the ground, now when the bad guys show up, you can't come in.
Right.
So that's why they're important, and that's why I can't take off any more canopy, alien canopy, because I gotta wait for that bugger to grow, and it'll take him about a year. So here's an area, one of the first areas where we did this method of removing just some of the trees, and then, but see how big all the carex are, and then this is the Paula fern, which again we planted some, but it just sweeps and takes over. We have Hawava native tree. There's a nicer one there. These are the oldest koas in our restoration. This is the first year that they've now made seed pods. He's in there somewhere. Oh, right here. So we've been having kopikos and native trees in the ebony family, coffee family. It makes a bean like a coffee. And we planted them on the ridge and they just didn't do well, despite the fact that all the trees we pull the fruit from are right on the ridges. So I just said, what the fuck, I'm gonna bury one under all this ōhulehule. I thought it'd be dead. I did a series of them. Now this guy here, my hand is touching the leaves. So they've really loved, they like, I think, when they're young, being covered, all the humidity, the fact they never dry out, they're fully shaded, blah, blah, blah. So, you kind of fool around and you find out what works. So this is written by Sam Gong of the Nature Conservancy, who's their chief scientific officer, also their chief cultural officer. So he's kind of a rare guy because he's got a foot in both camps. And I gave him some information that, was pertinent to Waikane. So it's kind of a customized chant for Waikane. I didn't want a generic forest entrance chant. And Stevie, I don't know if you know this, and again, Jim, you can correct me and others, but back in the old days, Hawaiian days, the mountains were the regime of the god. People lived down at the coast. So if you wanted to come up into the mountains, you'd have to ask permission to do so. So they'd have these forest entrance chants, and that's what this is.
Yeah,
a
so
modern,
that was the
example.
Wao Akua. The Wao Akua is the realm of the gods, and then the Wao Kanaka is the realm of humans.
Ōhulehule